Now, Dylan Mulvaney, whatever his name is, TikTok sensation. Dylan Mulvaney's transition into girlhood insulting and disturbing, says critic. Detransitioning Chloe Cole says White House spotlight should go to real trans kids. Trans social media influencer can sway confused teens, says Cole. Instagram was main factor in Cole's decision to transition, but later she regretted it. She recently founded the Detrans United campaign and support group. See, that's what's so sad about things like this with this Dylan guy. There's real people that have transitioned properly, like this chick Chloe, and they don't get a platform to speak. They don't get to help other kids not to do that. There's even organizations that help detransitioners, and you don't hear much about it. But this whole trans thing, they're pushing so much, and they want to push on kids to leave them confused. And I just think the fact that Pervy Joe, the same guy that's been caught, if you can look on the Trusted Truth Facebook fan page, sniffing little children, little girls and adults, and just being really pervy, like people call him Pervy Joe, because if you know what he's about, you know that he's like that. And this guy Dylan, who's been acting as a girl for 100 to 200 days, they've come together to make sure that they get your kids. And I just don't trust this whole agenda that they're pushing, because it seems like a good excuse to just be like, oh, your kid wants to be another gender, so we're going to take away your kid because you don't agree with us transitioning your child, so we can take away your kid into the fostering or adoption industry, and then your kid will just disappear with a bunch of pedophiles, like, because Biden's clearly sniffing children. So it's like these people just want to take your have an excuse to take your children away from you, indoctrinate them with this ideology so they'll be against you. And the Bible says that children will be against parents. This is why, because they're promoting sin to kids, so they'll be against their own parents, and then they're going to be like, oh, I want to be trans because this blogger, this social media sensation is pushing it, I want to be trans. And they'll be like, you don't want to make your kid trans? Well, we're going to take your kid away from you, and then they'll have no one to protect them anymore. They'll just be lost in the system. And a lot of kids get lost in that type of system. A lot of kids get sold. I've heard of seen stories, news art stories, where people have literally been stolen from adoption systems and stuff and just put into trafficking. So I just don't trust this whole thing, and it seems like they're pushing it majorly, and this thing will spread a lot. And a lot of it, they're already sexualizing the kids' minds, and the fact that someone like this Chloe girl didn't get the platform just shows that their agenda, that this joke, this guy, this influencer, because it's in the name, influencer, he's going around trying to influence. And that's what's crazy, because he's not even a trans kid. So Chloe, a trans kid who regretted it, doesn't get a platform, but this guy is pushing that your kids should transition, and he's not experienced it himself. So, and he even goes on, this guy, I can't do, he goes on to say that, women have bulges, and I'm guessing he means a penis. So he's saying, because he's got a penis, women have bulges. So I guess all us women that don't have bulges, that don't have a penis, we're not women anymore. He's pushed us out of the way. So he's like, your kids need to be trans, yeah, and you women, you need to have bulges. Just like, what is going on? This is crazy. It is a reprobate mind where you get dictated on what a woman and what children should do by a man who's not experienced, he's not a woman, and he's not had kids, but he's just going around just influencing things that are just sin. So anyway, leave your comments on the Trusted Truth Facebook fan page. What do you think on this Dylan guy? What do you think on Biden? Do you think Biden's Pervy Biden? Pervy Joe, as they call him. And also, what do you think on this Chloe? Do you think enough detransitioners get a platform nowadays? Do you think more people need to get a platform to speak out and to help other kids not to go down that path, and a path that they'll regret, that they can't change, you know? And do you think more kids need to be protected and not exposed to this trans thing anymore? Because I think the agenda is clear as day of what they're trying to do, and they're trying to corrupt the kids and take away your kids. I think definitely I can see that happening, because it's happened in quite a lot of places where they're justified to take your kids because you don't agree with them transitioning.
Dee Dee.